Alright guys, so we're back. I know a lot of you have been waiting for an update. So I want to let the cat out of the bag. Next season, I'll be running an M50 Turbo, new motor package for the car. Everybody thought it was going to be an LS, but it's not. JK, I'm running an LS, here it is. Psych, I'm not running an LS. I'm actually running an M52. I'm not doing that either.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Here it is. Give you a quick update on Pro 2 car. So Franklin and I and Tony and Clinton and a couple other people have been treading on this thing. Really, actually, just the three of us. We got the entire cage pretty much in there. Most of it is welded. A lot of it is tacked together. We tucked the bars up nice and high this time around because we don't have the sunroof and we're able to gut this and put the fiberglass roof on here. A couple of people had mentioned the gap on the A-pillar to the A-pillar on the chassis. Reason being is that we put our bend up there to keep the A-pillar as high as possible. You can keep that portion of it tucked, but because you're only allowed 2 bends in the A-pillar, that would put one there and one there. There is other ways you can get around it. You can build like a hoop style. You can reference like Chris Forsberg's, his I don't know what it's called. I want to call it a halo, but essentially it comes off the B-pillar and wraps around the windshield and then goes back, and it's all one solid tube, so you can kind of tuck that to here or something and have the bar still pretty tucked and then run a single bend A-pillar. We prefer this style, and then it also allows us to make some cool gussets, but main purpose is to keep that tucked up as high as possible and have some head space for any kind of incidents where there's any issue with my head bobbling around. That's a little more important to us. Gussets are also super sick, so we're gonna run some nice little gussies right here. Boop, boop. We got some nice support bars here. They got some bends in them, so those are clean. The Hail Mary is here. Door bars are pretty fat. I'm digging them. Anti-intrusion bars are going in. Pedal box assembly carriers going in. Steering shaft and dash tubes already in. Rim mount radiator brackets are in. They need to be touched up because those welds suck and I did them. They need to be redone. C-pillars. This bar here is just hanging out. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we're doing to mount the fuel cell. Chassis notched for the quick change. Has to be notched because the quick change sits so high. Also built this nice main frame piece here. Notched it and boxed it all back in. Gives us some clearance to get to the bolts still, which is really nice. And then Still Rolling Co., my brother Steve Garcia, made us our new subframe for this chassis. Pretty sick. Real excited about it. It's all nice and beefy and stocky, and we had some issues with the one last season, so now this one's like better and reinforced a lot better. Big old fatty skid plate on it. Bolts up pretty sick. That setup's all in there. Condor bushings are in. Reinforcement plates for the Condor bushings are in on the subframe. Reinforcement plates for the shock tower are in. So this thing's coming together pretty quick. Let me throw some of the stuff in here so you guys can kind of see what the rear end's gonna look like. But she's all chopped up. Pawnee's here chilling. And then the engine bay, the front end's all cut off too. And I'm actually building the subframe at home, which you guys have been seeing. Whole front subframe is all done. I'm building the knuckles, and then my rear knuckles are actually already here too. They're in the garage over there. Kind of see them. Yep, see that seems legit gold right there? So we got that stuff all in there and pretty much coming together, waiting for a few more parts. We got some stuff I think that seems legit's gonna come through with it, but I think we're gonna end up using the same wheel wood all the way around the car, which would be super dope. And I'd be able to show you guys kind of how we're gonna do that and the reasons why we're gonna do it and things like that. But when we get there, we'll get there. Hopefully that comes. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw the radiator and throw the fuel cell in and kind of show you what the plan is for the rear end. And keep in mind, a lot of the ideas on this car are coming from pros that I admire. A lot of the styling on the building is coming from like different cars that we've seen. So one of those main people being like Steph Papadakis. Their whole idea behind building their cars, when you just hear them get interviewed and talk about why they do certain things, super legit, makes a lot of sense to us, and so that's just the way we went with it. But without further ado, let me put this rear end together for you. So we got the rear mount radiator set up there in the back seat. Pretty fatty. It's a cross flow, so water will come into this tank here, run across up that side, and then back down through the AN that's welded on the front side there. So all that will be nice and good. We got our big fatty fan on there, and then this is what that crossbar is for. At some point we're gonna mount it, tack it in, and then build off of it to build the stands for the fuel cell. One of the things we're thinking about is where the fuel cell is gonna sit exactly. If it'll sit there like that, or if we're gonna move it all the way back and have it sit on this main frame here. Obviously get it all level and whatnot. That looks a little cleaner because you can't see a lot of the other stuff, the junk that's under here, but we're actually gonna be welding a plate, goes flat across the top of that. So this will be all the access you have here to the diff. Only reason the rest of the rear end isn't in yet is because we're still building the proper arms. So these ones are done. These are the lower camber arms. The heims are already in the subframe, so all I gotta do is screw this on and they're ready. Trailing arms are already here as well. Waiting on a few more things for those. Gotta press some bushings in. And then we're getting the upper arms done probably tomorrow or the day after, and then I can start throwing the entire rear end together and into the car, which is really exciting. What, Anthony? Anthony doesn't think it's a good idea. What's your problem, Tony? I wish this was a cattle prod, so I can just hit you with it. Just kind of works. All right, so these will be the lower arms, and then we're waiting for the some material for the upper arms, but those are already both there. This is the old upper arm. This is the actually the prototype Proper Fabworks arm, which I did a video on these. You can go watch that. It's back on the YouTube channel. But we're getting all this stuff like more of a manufactured style versus that prototype arm there. So the new uppers will be nice and dialed and clean. So the whole rear end of the car is gonna be super nice and clean, all reinforced already. And then the front end, we got some ideas and plans, but we'll get into that another day. We'll see what we accomplish today. I know we're working on Frankie's E90 today, and we got Tony 7 Series today. We're mounting up his fuel cell. I actually ordered the wrong fuel cell. I ordered too big of a cell, which was this one originally, and then I ordered the 10-gallon from Radium. So Frankie went and picked up this actual tank from me. But it's Frankie's E90. I don't know if you guys have actually seen this chassis, but Frankie's E90 is pretty lame. Yeah. Pretty lame, right, Frankie? Where's the enthusiasm? We got the fuel cell already in, got some ideas on how to finalize it. And then I think we're pulling the dash out today and mounting his heater core and a couple other things so you can finalize some plumbing. Frankie lives up here in a higher altitude area. Because of it, he needs a heater core so that he can stay warm. Mostly defroster, he says. Don't believe him, he's a liar. We got the dash out of the car. This is the heater core. It blows out of these two holes, so you can add ducting here and kind of guide it to wherever you want it to go. That's done, so. A bit? Yeah. You sharpen it? This is a pretty cool little setup. Pretty cool unit. It's got the wires here. You got the ground wire, and then your power wire, and I think 2 controls or something, maybe 2 speeds. Something along those lines. Pretty sick little setup. I think they got this off of like Summit Racing or something. But Tony has one in his E30 also. This is really nice for your windows defrosting and stuff. You can direct these tubes to go straight up and defrost your windshield, especially if you're out driving like in the rain or something, but you have a gutted car. Throw one of these little units in your car and you're set up. Boom. We're gonna be mounting it right here. You're gonna mount it like that, Franklin? Pretty much. But obviously mounted properly. Oh, no, like that. Flip like this. So then he has his exits over here. Those will go out and through the hole or wherever. One of these holes. And then, boom, he's got a heater. Probably direct one straight up to like the driver's side of the windshield and the other one to you. Yeah, to the center vents. Center vents on the dash. Wide of the center vents, yeah. So both of the center ones will get heat. There you go. And then the one will be just like a little wide vent right here. Race car heaters. Sick. I like it. Let's put it in. Run it, run it. Put it on one, bro. Oh! God. Oh no. She's a ripper, dude. She's a ripper. I sharpened that thing real good. Sharpen her good like. Alright, so this is a cool little riv nut tool that my brother Steven, he made these for us. But a riv nut, for those of you who don't know or haven't seen, this is a riv nut here. This is a riv nut. It has threads on the inside of it there. This is the back side that would go in toward the metal. And then it's got this little lip here that it sets on. And what happens is you install this into a hole like such with the lip side up. As you tighten the bolt, this compresses and pinches and squeezes in the metal. So we're gonna put 4 of these in here, boom, each corner, and that'll be for the brackets for the heater core. But this is a riv nut. It's essentially what it says. It's a nut that you rivet in. Yeah, put it on 1. Oh my lord!
Right through the trans.
There you go. Give them a nice little tap, and then you got yourself some rib nuts sitting in the holes that you can mount to. So that's nice. Set it and forget it. Looks good. Now you got 4 mounting nuts sitting in the sheet metal there, and so now you can take the actual heater core, put it on there, throw some bolts through it. Yes, Tony. God. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Is it like a normal thing for you to wear your glasses over your beanie?
Yes. Don't worry about it.
Is it so it doesn't let air into like the top of your ears and get your ears cold?
No. So that the beanie doesn't sit all retarded.
Oh, you should have went with the cold. Such a better explanation. What are you thinking, Frank?
Yes.
You're not thinking anything?
There's too much to do in my car.
Dude, you're so interesting on camera.
There's too much to do in my car. That's what I'm thinking.
It's alright, this is a major feat right here. Oh, he's mad. He's angry. He's gonna lose his mind. Oh god, the rage. Oh. Frankie, tell me a little bit about your car while you're installing this.
I feel like you've interviewed me too many times about my car.
Well,
I feel like everybody knows.
it's been some time since the last time, so.
It's all the same shit.
No, it's not.
It is.
What's new? What's different? What are you doing? What motor?
Nothing. It's all the same.
We'll just roll B-roll over all this. Like, you're like, well, nothing really. Just nice slow pan shot of your engine bay. It's all just the same. Nothing has changed.
Next level.
Alright, so this is Frankie's Borg Warner Turbo, and these are the coolant lines for it that run into the side of his head and to one of those other lines down there. But anyways, his lines are upside down. The ports coming out of the head make this the feed and make this the return. So we're gonna flip these and put this one up top, which will be the feed, and then this side down to the bottom, which will be the return. So I'm working on that right now. I just got the Allen little block off one out of that bottom hole there. So now I'm gonna work on swapping over the AN stuff and get the AN lines all nice and buttoned up. It's got some anti-seize already on it, so we'll just move it up. Goes on there all nice and snug. I'll put the plugs back in now. The plug's got a copper, washer on them. That'll help seal it. Alright, so this line's in. I think the only problem is it's a little short. It's going to be real snug. So I think he needs to get more line for this and redo it. We cut off maybe about 1 inch of it to relocate it, but I don't think the inch is going to make the difference in getting it to actually loop out with this other one and be able to zip tie them together. Because we could cut essentially this one shorter, but this is just real snug. I don't think he's gonna want that, and I don't think it's right either, so that's probably have to be redone. Oh well, we tried. Let's see how Frankie reacts. Where's Frankie? Franklin? Frankie, your line's too short. So we have to redo it again. But see how tight it was? Even if it had the inch, it wouldn't be able to loop around. It's not enough. Just moving it from being down here from over here.
I'll just route it like that then.
Well, it's barely even on over there too.
Yeah, I know, but either way, it's gonna like get pulled down anyways.
Yeah, I was thinking you could even pull this over here and still have it hooked up to it.
Yeah.
But look, it's like barely even on back there.
I might shorten that. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to put it on still more. But
I guess once it breaks in, it could be better.
because this is gonna have a 90, and then this is gonna be zip tied to that.
No, this is the oil feed.
Yeah. It's a little better.
Oh, there it is. It's stuck on the manifold.
Yeah, it's stuck on the.
Oh, nope, that's it right there.
Probably will shorten this one up then.
You need to get more shrink wrap.
Yeah.
So we're out. This will all be tightened up and lowered and give it some more slack. Okay, cool. That looks great then. I'm into it. Well, those are swapped and done, tightened up. The ANs aren't tight, but all the other stuff is tight. So we took the manifold off and looked at some of the routing, and we were able to actually kind of support and bend this return line here to get a better fit on the hose. Now these lines line up a lot better, way smoother. And then we got to do that heater core is going to go here, or the high point on the heater core will go to this return line, and then the high point on the heater core will come off of the head right there, and that'd kind of just be your routing. And the reason the high point goes to the bottom is to push as much air from the bottom up to the top of the heater core, and then push that air from the top into the return line and get the system bled. This is clean. I never dug into BMW motors like this before, so I don't like them. I'm an LS guy, bro. Nah, this is cool. I'm excited to see this thing go. These boys have been helping me build my cars for years, so now we're gonna get one of their cars going. Whether it be that one or this guy's first, who knows? I think it's gonna be Frankie's. That's good. Oh, you still gotta put that hose clamp thing on there too, no?
What? I'm just gonna put it right there.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, dang, slid back my beautiful guard. This is pretty nice. All the ports for the coolant are all on the side of the head right there. Nice and simple. Just cool. I was thinking this is all of it right here. But no, there's all kinds of stuff all down the side of the head.
Yeah, because this I think was like originally a steam port, and I just like did a different adapter. This
Right.
was blocked off, and
Still
then this
a-
was a temp sensor.
And that's still a steam port because that runs up to your reservoir.
Yep. Exactly.
And then your highest point on your radiator.
Yeah.
Up to your reservoir.
Yep.
And then the bottom of your reservoir feeds the return. And then your feed to your turbo. And then the return to the turbo. It should bleed, no worries. And then what is oil?
Yeah.
So you have a 90 oil off of here.
Yep.
And then a return.
Yeah, the return just goes straight down to the pan. I gotta do that line still.
And then the feed comes up to that.
90 to 90.
A 90 to 90. Sick. It's pretty simple plumbing. It's not too bad. It's a lot better when you pull that manifold off, that's for sure. That manifold takes up so much space. Don't even realize until it's off. Frankie's, this isn't an M52, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Frankie's M52 Turbo swapped E90. Definitely one of the sickest cars in the squad. Papa Choo Choo, what are you doing on that boat? Copy that. Alright, so we made some progress. We got a lot of the AN line stuff figured out. We're gonna go get some of that stuff tomorrow. Tony got his trans bracket built and set up for the LS 740. And then we figuring out some stuff on this chassis as well. And then tonight we're gonna end up doing some blank cuts for some proper arms. For those of you guys who are ordering, huge thank you for supporting Proper Fabworks and ordering your indestructible arms, because good luck breaking them. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. This car is gonna be out of fabrication soon. It's almost ready. Got some cooling lines and some electrical to do on this car plumbing, and that car needs pretty much everything, and this car needs everything, and that car over there needs a clutch. I think the only proper running car is my wife's CRV.
No. I'll smoke that CRV.
You won't smoke the CRV, dog. It's got a K-Series motor in it, bro.
Everything.
You're not gonna slip nothing. The only thing you're gonna slip is... Anyways, as always, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Been really, really busy lately. Trying to get caught up. Trying to figure it all out. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to stay safe. Did you say punk? Did you say punk?